Hi, Pam.
Hey, everyone. We'll start in just 2 minutes.
Thanks, Amy. Welcome back, Pardeep. It's good to see you.
Oh, thank you. Good to see everyone. We're going to be together for a significant part of this afternoon, so I think I just took my shoes off and got comfortable. I told Amy, I said, this is no big deal. This is like seeing family. We haven't seen each other in a while, but this is family.
My ear thing.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know
Hey, Amy,
what's
can you hear
going
me?
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay, perfect. All
Right now, you're sitting at about 125.
Nice. You want to keep everyone in, and then we can begin and can mute for the beginning of it.
Yep, I usually wait about until 5 after to get everybody through the registration process. I do a few little announcements and then I hand it right over to you.
Do I got time to run to the bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Pam Fighter.
Somebody needs to put their mic on mute or something. There's a lot of ambient.
Hi, Scott Spinks. Hi, Amy Mabius. Hi, Karen Drexler. Micheline, is that you? I miss you.
Hi, Kelsey.
We'll wait for Pardeep to come back. Oh, there he is. And then we can get started. Let's go over a few housekeeping things right away.
What's that noise?
Could you have
Everybody mute themselves.
Okay.
Amy, you're muted though.
Thank you. Just make sure you have a slash through your microphone and you turn off your camera. And down here, if you'd like to participate in conversation, make sure that you hit this so your sidebar conversation will pop up. And then we have a new function, I think somewhere on here. I don't see it on my bar, but there should be a little hand where it says you can raise your hand. We are leaving everybody as a presenter today, which means that you can join in the conversation. While Pardeep is speaking, we do recommend that you have your video camera off and your microphone off. And then when you do have that conversation with Pardeep, that you can turn your video camera back on and then also your mic back on. I do have just a few announcements before we get started. I'm going to unshare my screen here. Can everybody still see me okay? Within the last few days, we've lost one of our precious peer specialists, Tim Schwab. For those of you that don't know Tim sat on our MC3 steering committee and also helped us every year with Jingle Mingle, and he was such a great help. I have a picture of him here. And then also I'll share a few pictures of him in the comments section as well, so that you can see him. Mary Neubauer is one of our change agents, and she knew him very well. Mary would like to say a few words. Mary, are you ready for that?
Hi. Am I muted?
Nope, you're good to go.
Hi, everybody. I'm really sorry to let you know that Tim passed on the, I think it was the 14th of June. Very unexpectedly. Tim struggled with addiction and his illness, and we need to call the paramedics to go Friday to come and minister some Narcan to Tim. He had been abusing his pain medication from a shoulder surgery, and he came out of it well and was perfectly fine on Saturday and agreed to go to treatment on Monday, which was provider recommendation. And talked with him, and friend James saw him on Saturday and talked with him. Sounded great. I talked to Tim Saturday evening, and he was doing really, really well. And he was looking forward to going to treatment on Monday. And I didn't hear from Tim on Sunday, and I thought he was with his friend Jane, possibly fertilizing the lawn. And so when I didn't get in touch with him, I wasn't worried. And Sunday evening, Jane called me to make arrangements to take him to treatment. And she went up to Tim's apartment and he didn't answer the door. And went in and found him on the floor. And just a really sad situation. Like a brother to me. And we don't know because the toxicology
He's
report
speaking.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you so much.
6 to 8 weeks. And but Tim did have some significant medical problems. They found a 99% blockage in one of his arteries, and he had an enlarged heart and fluid in his lungs. We don't know what Tim died from. And I talked to his brother today, and they're in the process of setting up his funeral. Don't know if it'll be a memorial service, but we will keep you posted. Just wanted to be totally upfront and honest because Tim was real, Tim was honest, Tim was caring, Tim was a loving man, and we don't keep secrets. Recovery isn't about secrets. Addiction isn't about secrets. We don't get better with secrets. And Tim would have wanted you guys to know the truth. So today is about telling the truth and being honest. So that's what happened to him. So, and I'm grateful that Pardeep is speaking today. And thank
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, Tim was such a precious soul, so I'm glad that you're able to speak about that, Mary. Thank you so much. I want to make sure that everybody knows to please mute yourself, turn your camera off. And with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Pardeep. Are you ready to go, Pardeep?
I am. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Mary. Yeah, let's please just pray for those that might be suffering at home with addiction, and just other concerns that they're going through right now. I know this has been a very tough time. It's been a tough year. My father-in-law has struggled with addiction and continues to do so. And we try to be there, and definitely, Mary, there's a lot of shame that comes with that, silencing oneself, either through sometimes the substance itself, or sometimes it's isolation, and you don't want to let people know how you are dealing, coping, just living life. So yeah, just definitely let's all be honest, and be able to exist in this sacred space together today. And when I speak about sacred, I'm not really attaching it to any particular theological belief. As far as being the director of the Interfaith Conference, you sometimes do get into the theology of it. But I think when we talk about faith, we're really talking about something that's innate within all of us, and that innate ability to see that maybe tomorrow will be better than it was today, and hopefully keeping that faith wherever that is within us alive, and how our own personal faith can help, or as we embody it, we try to be there for other people. And definitely when things like this do happen, it is sad, and it does bring us to a place where we question, and if we did enough, if we were enough, if we but I assure you that you are enough, and your existence is so appreciated by so many people that need us. So please take care of yourself, and then this innate self. And today will be a time to go into that sacred space. Again, the balance between, we would oftentimes talk about safe space, and we all need safe spaces. We all need to be able to go back and have some reprieve to whomever understands our existence best and our experience in the world. And there are scary spaces, which for some people can be a lot of the world of and that experience is different for everybody. We are seeing it. A police altercation might be different to different people because of their own personal experience. So scary spaces and safe spaces are not static. But in the middle of all of that is a sacred space. And hopefully today we can bring in the sacred space of learning and being vulnerable. But that does, what we can do is we can start off maybe just with a check-in. And this check-in can be, if somebody can if you can all leave your name on the side, and we have 158 people on this call, and I kind of joked about it earlier on for those that were on, but we are family. I get to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while, in a long time, and I know that a lot of us are going through that, where we might feel a bit disconnected, and oftentimes within the mental health world, that disconnection happens from head to heart. And so I think one of the things we can start off is just by a small check-in. Where are you, if you had to describe with one word where your head is, and with one word describe where your heart is? So this might be in a different place for different people. Your head and your heart. Just put this and just kind of think about this for a second. You don't need to give the answer right away. We have time to reflect. So one word, describe where your head is, and another word, describe where your heart is. Thank you. So I'll read off some of the responses. Head strong, heart healthy, head anxiety, heart faith. Um, Head work, heart sad. Head strong, heart heavy. Head full, heart hopeful. Worry, helping, serene, grateful, anxious, worn out. Family, head and heart are attached with family. Physical, heart is spiritual. Stressed, heart loved. Head is in the cloud, heart is hurting, calm, and loving. Multitasking, yes. Head is multitasking, and heart is calm. Head is confused, heart sad. Here, present, in the air, bewildered, sad, calm, grateful, anxious, but loving, overwhelmed, sad. So for those that just joined us, we're just checking in and with one word describing where our head is and where our heart is. Anxious, optimistic. Difficult to stay on task. Listening. Committed, and heart is full. So as we go through a lot of this, you'll notice that some people might be in the same place. Some people might have their head and their heart connected. Some people might have their heart and head connected by certain people that are around them in their life, such as family, such as friends, such as peers. Some people might be a bit disconnected, meaning that oftentimes and I see a lot of anxiousness within our minds, but our heart is staying, is attempting to stay calm, full, content, spiritual, and definitely there can be a disconnection between the intellectualized mind and the spirit, which is the feeling spirit, which is the one that it's the innate spirit. Head stressed, brain is busy, heart is heavy. Some, as far as heart might be heavy, lots of things happening. Again, we talked about it's been a difficult year. So to be honest with that, and I was thinking about the concept of judgment this morning. And I know that a few weeks back, when the George Floyd murder happened, a lot of us shared how we wanted to create a more understanding society, is that we wanted to reserve judgment. And it seemed like this morning, judgment was creeping up on us again, a judgment of what these protests mean, judgment around what police and community relationships look like, judgment on who is right, who is wrong, judgment on your own personal feelings on how you should believe, or what you should believe, what you should take in. Understanding typically tries to toe that line of balance, and the balance is really trying to reserve and hold it back, something that might be innate in the human spirit, might be something that that you already kind of believe, and you're challenging yourself to stop believing that way and see it from a place of a bit more consciousness, and toe that line. But we all get into the place where we step off that line, and the line steps into judgment, and that judgment sometimes leads to justification, and oftentimes that balance is very hard to come back to, but it is something that it is calling for us to say. Now, and oftentimes when you say understanding, people will confuse that to say, does that mean condoning? Does that mean saying that everything is okay? Oftentimes forgiveness gets confused for forgetting. Within our culture, we sometimes do this because we confuse power for strength, and forgiveness for a lack of compassion for yourself, when really what it does mean is compassion for yourself. And thinking about that, as we were getting ready for this talk this morning, and just really, we started off with this place of let's stay in a more understanding society. Let's really be conscious on why these marches are happening, and why people feel a way that they do. Either they feel lack of worth or feel more worth, or where we are. But it does individually, when somebody is to harm themselves or harm somebody else, they've told off that line of understanding and went into a place of judgment. That judgment, sometimes if it goes too far, it goes into a place of justification, and justifying harm or self-harm, or harm to the individual or harm to the community, either by doing something, or sometimes not doing anything at all, and allowing communities to exist. So when we talk about systemic change or reforms that need to be made, if understanding is not the foundational stone to make that and to keep coming back to it, what we'll do is we'll just keep justifying harm from one person to the next, to one community to the other community, and that's where we kind of exist right now. So thank you so much for the honesty, hopeful heart, calm, strong, head stressed, yeah, and then heart is heavy, frustrated at times, concerned at others, and tired, weary. My heart is crying out. Now the world would hear them. So what I want to do next is I want to just kind of want to do just a body scan before we begin and we start to really get into this conversation. So if I know that some people are at their offices, some people are at home. If you are out and about, if you're in the car, the vehicle, if you can park, if you have to listen as you drive and you're on your way somewhere, please drive safely. For those that can do this body scan and meditation, let's just begin by making ourselves comfortable. So wherever you are in your seat, your position, kind of readjusting, and sometimes it's about that, is that we sit in a place so long that we don't know, or we're not mindful of the way that we're sitting. So let's just kind of, for right now, just be mindful of the way that we're sitting, our posture. Sit in a chair that allows you to kind of keep your back straight. Even thinking about your back being straight, and how sometimes we can read the way that somebody is feeling by the way that they're holding themselves. And what do we tell our children? What do we tell those that we love? Stand up straight. Why do we say that? Well, for one, it's good for their posture, but the other thing is it's good for their presence. So we're asking people to have that innate human dignity that is biologically given to them, and that dignity is, if you stand straight, your posture will be great. Also, it's a nurturing of oneself. And so, just for now, I mean, just practicing standing straight, or if you prefer, you can also, if you can't stand straight, maybe lying down, and having your head kind of supported. And even speaking to that, as far as our head being supported, our thoughts being supported, what we think being supported. Um, Sometimes support also gets confused a bit, because we can think about support and saying, well, why would you support a head that is thinking bad thoughts, hateful thoughts? Right? Why would you do that? And that's a great thought. But supporting somebody doesn't always mean to agree with somebody. Oftentimes, it means that you disagree with somebody, that you lovingly challenge somebody to a better place. But a loving challenge needs to work in a way that you are nudging them to that better place, and getting them there. And so we need a society that we do support one another. For now, let's just support your head. Your hands could be resting gently in your lap or on your side. Allow your eyes to close or to remain open. If you're more comfortable keeping them open, maybe just soften your gaze a bit. We have to be respectful that sometimes some people will not feel comfortable closing their eyes. Some people have gone through hardship as they've had to close their eyes, and so their comfortability, and where they exist, you have to meet people where they are. And so if you can't close your eyes, close your eyes. If you want to remain open, just a soft gaze. Let's take several long, slow, deep breaths through our nose and out through either your nose or your mouth. I'm just going to count as you breathe, and if you can, try to sink in your breath with the count. So we're going to breathe in 3, and then we're going to breathe out 3. And I'll try to get slower and slower just to relax your breath. So we're going to breathe in, and I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to hold it, and then you're going to exhale 3, 2, 1. So breathe in, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale out. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Hold.